Hey, I'm back. I know you thought I'd be gone forever. No, just busy doing stuff. I started doing some diamond dots, and then we got our second vaccine, and I was just tired, but it was probably not even as bad as the first one. I don't know. Anyway, Indescribable. And I'm flipping over to this page. I'm going to blow it up some. And I'm going to try to stay in the screen, in the shot there for you. So I'll leave it right there and hope I don't mess this up as I sit down. For you that are coloring along and you have the Arteza pencils, I am using number 6, number 29, and number 118. Okay, and I'm going to work on the leaves. The flowers, just in case somebody's wondering, I did 4, 52, 3, 73, and 49. Now the reason I've put taped numbers on these is because the names are all rubbing off, but it's a yellow orange, an orange red, and a red. So that's easy enough. All right, now let's start in. I'm going to go with my lightest color. I am going to treat this as all one thing instead of divided up. I could do it divided up, but it's going to take a while, and I don't know. I don't have that kind of time. Let's go ahead and zoom. It still looks clear from what I'm seeing, and we'll work on this one big leaf. Now, do you see this flip? So the light would be hitting that flip and making it lighter. Hopefully my hand is out of the way for you, but I'm merely going to get that first color on there. So whatever colors you're using, you want to go with your lightest shade. Now, I will put the next shade, which is light green, dark green, and then I grabbed a brown, that's what this is, for anything that needed darker. Black is just a little harsh, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm going to put this at the hang down area, this other green, just because as that hangs down, it would get a little darker. Okay, so that's it. Now for this other area, I'm going to come in with my, let's address where it flips. Anything that's got a flip over it, can you see my shadow right here from this hand? I don't know if you can see it from where you are, but I've got a shadow. So right here, it's going to be a little bit darker. And then normally I do up closer to the flower, darker also. So I'm going to treat this as if it was going normal, but I'm going to leave a little bit of white there so I can come in with my other green and blend into it. Okay, now do I have to leave a bit of white? No, I do not. I leave white because I am heavy-handed in coloring. In fact, I'm holding my pencil all the way back here instead of up here. Okay, so that makes me not push down quite as hard, but I still bear down. It's just my heavy-handedness. If I sit and really think about it, I can color lighter. And I do have pages that are actually very soft in color from where I did consciously think of that. My clear plastic is in here so that I don't push down and push into the other page, okay? So there is a sheet of clear plastic in there. I was just making sure that that was there before I got too far along. I find that with my heavy-handedness, sometimes I can leave little divots in the page before, and or if I'm on the other page, the page after. And then when I go to color it, I've got those little bumps in the paper. So I just find that that really helps. You don't have to use clear plastic. No, in fact, you can get this stuff. This is from Dollar Tree, and it's cutting board. And I actually have some of those in my scrapbooking as dividers. But you can even cut one of those down and slide it in. You can use really thin plexiglass. You could use just another piece of paper, heavy cardstock. Just if you're using paper, change it out often, because you will be denting into that paper and then carrying that along from page to page. Moving to my darker green. My daughter says that instead of worrying about doing videos of new stuff, that maybe just when I'm coloring I should video, just so that you can see what I'm doing. What's the thought on that? Because sometimes, like when I did the flower on this page, that was something different, and I did not video it. So is that something you would have liked to have seen? Should I be videoing just whenever I color in general, just in case there's something you would have liked? So give me your thoughts. I'm going to run up here just a little, just very little. This is what I'm talking about. I can do soft, but I just want a little bit of dark there, so it looks like that's rolled just a bit. And then I'm coming in here with my darker color. This could be like a mossy color for what I'm doing. Let's see, an army green, fresh foliage. But you could use any greens. I'm just naming some that kind of resemble this. In fact, there's a paint color called fresh foliage that's a little bit brighter than that green there. Yeah, I was a painter before I was a colorist. So I trust that everybody is staying safe. Yeah, I've got a frog in my throat. I don't know what happened. I should have brought a glass of water back with me. But anyway, yes, we did get vaccine number 2. We got the Pfizer. So, and at this point, I think any vaccine that anybody's getting, as long as it's approved, then it's a step in the right direction. It's more than not being covered at all, because I know there are a lot of people that cannot get the vaccine or choose not to. So for us that do, that helps to level off the numbers a little. So yeah, just doing what we can to help out. My in-laws, I don't think they're getting it, and my sister-in-law cannot because of allergies to some of the stuff that's in it. So we do what we can so that hopefully we don't give it to her. All right, so I'm going to that brown, and this is actually a dark chocolatey brown. And if you can see, because I've got you zoomed in, I'm doing right up here by the flower, doing it pretty heavy, and then lighter as I come out. And I'm doing that little scribble that I do sometimes. It's a wide, and then I get narrow, and then I'll do another spot and get narrow, and hopefully that was on camera, so that as I do the narrow, it just goes off into nothing, and those nothings don't line up. so they look a little bit more natural. Now, most of you that have been following me for a while, if you're not following, please do. And if you're on your phone, you can slide across to where it says about, just slide across. And there's a little spot and you can find out more about my page and donations and all that. But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, for y'all that have been following for a while, you know that basically I come back with my lightest shade to do all my blending. Now, to me right now, I don't need a whole lot of blending, but I'll come in and go over this one more time just to get all the white tooth out of the paper. And you can see now I am holding that pencil up close so that I can get that pressure on the paper. In fact, you can see how my nail grows curved right there. That's because of how I hold a pencil. And I've tried forever to hold it different. I've done this and it's just not natural. Maybe I should teach myself to hold it this way and see if that grows differently because of the pressure that's different. But it just feels awkward. I don't know. But anyway, yep, a lot of us are heavy-handed, and it's something that we have to learn to deal with. So then, let's see. I'm trying to see what leaves would give you a problem, and there's not really on this page, but let's go ahead and tackle these two next. Okay, so again, my lighter shade down here. And I am holding up closer now because I don't have to have this dark part from a flip. Okay, so I can go ahead right now and get all the color on this spot. Now, for you that like to do little bits and pieces, go in there and do each one of these squares. Alternate two different colors. Make this a little darker and have it light as it come in, and then go back to dark again. You mess with that however you would like. I'm just not one of those people that is that into all the details. And when I do the birds on this, it'll kind of be that way. I'm just not all the little bits and pieces. Now, that's not to say that I won't take a page and do that. Whenever I color in my books by Fabiana, she does a whole line of beautiful fairy tales. And they're gorgeous books. I've had to order some from France and other places overseas just to be able to get them. Even though they're in a foreign language, I just wanted all the ones that she had done to date. So I did order and get them. But yeah, I'm all about the fairy tales. And maybe it's because my childhood wasn't a fairy tale childhood. But I love the books. And now I'm going to my second shade. And so whenever I'm doing her books, I will go in there and do all the little bitties and everything because it's a storyline book and I like to keep it that way for those. So yeah, I guess it depends on the book for me. And see, I'm getting lighter as I blend into that. I'll go down here and get lighter and then get darker. And lighter and darker means, to me, the way I'm saying it right now, just means that I'm putting more or less pressure on the page. And this is looking brown, but it is a green. So, and to make this look more green, I'm going to pick up that brown and put some right here. because by using this here, it will make that green look a little bit more green. And I need to fade that out. Just fade that out, okay? And you can always go back and add more to a page, more color, until you've got all of the tooth so beat out of that page that it won't take any more again. And the tooth of the paper is, if you put it under a microscope, you would see mountains and valleys. And it's when all those mountains and valleys are filled up with color, then your tooth is gone and you can no longer add any more pencil unless you go out and add a workable fixative spray on it, let it dry, then you could come back and add some more on it. No, I have actually never done that to a page. Okay, and I'm looking down here and I have a bit here, but I know I'm going to end up doing that brown, so I'm not going to worry about that a whole lot. Now, let's finish that, and then I want to show you something else about ripples and stuff in leaves. So I'm going to add some brown in this little V area here, and then I'm going to add some back here. By adding it back here, I'm making this pop forward. And that's how you're going to get your dimension and your different layers. Now, do you see the wavy line here? To make that look more realistic, and I could do the same thing on the big leaf, right here, you have to decide, is this going up or down? Okay? So we're going to say that this is flipped up and this is going down and then back up again. So right here, I can add just a bit of dark, and it's going to give the illusion that this is lifting. I do flowers this way sometimes. The down is a little darker, so D, down, dark. And then the upper is lighter because the light's hitting this first, so it's a little lighter. Does that make sense? So like over here, this is down, so I could do this just a little darker and just a bit. You don't need a whole lot on those. Same thing here. This is down a little, so I'm going to go just a little darker right there. And you see how that leaf has a little bit more characteristics going on. Let me look and see what you're seeing. Okay, so let me go over to the big leaf. So back over to this one. This is scooped down. So I could just add a little bit of dark there. And then over here, I'm thinking upside down because I'm actually at the top of where you're looking. So this would be down. So I'm just going to add a little. Okay, and then that's how you get the ruffles in the leaves. All right. Okay, well, that's basically it. I'm going to keep coloring leaves here for a while, and I may be back when I get ready to do the birds. But anyway, just a short little tutorial on leaves and blending and getting some of those ruffles in and the flip. So let me know, do you want videos when I color or just when I'm doing something specific like this? All right? All right, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.